this is one of those instances where I definitely embrace the electronics. That I know some of my older co-workers and fellow wheelmen and stuff. They don't. A lot of them don't like using past tracks or putting tracks on other boats they're running. It's kind of a pride issue, and I really do understand that because it kind of is like, well, I know where to run and I don't need to follow somebody else. But in this instance, we've got a slow fall on a river, and we've got marks. I've got marks. I can dig them out. For the most part, it's easier just to keep updated marks on these charts on boats that we ride over at this company. So we all kind of work together and keep updated, marks. But they're not, that's trust at your own risk, and everybody understands that. But we run the sounders, if you can see. So I'm checking these marks as I go up around these turns. But also my buddy up ahead of me, I do know the wheelman that's gone up around the turn ahead of me, and I trust that guy, and he's doing the same thing. We're marking these turns, and even though some of them are not necessarily doing it, they might be following track of another guy. That progression is gonna, following those tracks of a boat ahead of you isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's another tool. It's another use of these tools. It doesn't make you less of a pilot to have the track of a boat ahead of you. It's just another tool in your toolbox. It doesn't lessen us. I really don't think that. Trust me. I'm as egotistical a wheelman as it gets, and I do get that. I had him pull in the flanking buoys the other day because I didn't want people to, I don't use flanking buoys that much. I've got out of the, it's just not something I use anymore. And and I had the guys pull them in because I didn't want people to because it looked like I had training wheels on, is what I said. And that's just so stupid. That's just egotistical BS, but it is what it is. I just call it for what it is. But using these charts and stuff, it's embracing the technology instead of shying away from it and stuff like that. And I understand when we first got these electronic charts, they weren't really accurate, and they were, there were a lot of bugs to them, but they're getting better. Rose Point's getting better. We have the SEAC and the different generations of it, but for the most part, I really, if it's set up right on the boat, on the specific boat, and it's set up right, and it's running right, it's a really effective and a useful tool. It makes it. I've said it before. A good electronic charting system with a predictor and all that stuff on there, slide predictor and everything like that. You really can. It can make a bad pilot a good pilot. It can make a good pilot a better pilot. That's what I think. Mm-hmm.